Just yesterday, she called for the DNC's head, Tom Perez, to resign. She's with us live in New Hampshire tonight. Congresswoman Gabbard, how are you? Good to see you. Very nice.
Good to see you.
You know, all your fellow Democrats are afraid to come on this show.
I don't know why
I'm a nice person.
Enough guys, Sean.
Why Perez resign?
Voters in this primary need to have the confidence that their votes will be counted and their voices will be heard. And unfortunately, he's had a failure of leadership in being able to uphold that faith and that trust. Mm-hmm. We've got a lot of primaries, a lot of elections between now and the convention, and we need to be able to get back on track.
I could never understand that it was obvious that the 2016 Democratic primary was rigged. It was rigged against Bernie Sanders. And Donna Brazile, when she took over for Debbie Wasserman Schultz, had to call him one day and say, yeah, you kind of got cheated. Now they want to change the rules so, Bloomberg can get in debates. Yeah. And they want to change the rules and let the superdelegates vote count on the first ballot, again to rig the primary. That's your party. That's not my party.
This is part of the problem, and this was post-2016 where a lot of people saw the problems with this system, with superdelegates, with how hard it was for people to actually get out and cast their votes, to get their voices heard. That's driven a lot of the frustration that I'm hearing from Democrats with this process today. You know, it's not only what happened in Iowa. Iowa voters really lost out in that whole situation, but it's also that decision that all of a sudden the rules are changed to be able to benefit this billionaire Michael Bloomberg. And the decision that the DNC has made throughout, unfortunately, to try to hold a pre-primary before voters have even had a chance to go out and cast their votes. There are bigger changes that we need. Superdelegates remains a concern. I've been a big advocate for getting rid of superdelegates altogether. I give Republicans credit for this. They don't have superdelegates. They're trusting that the voters will make their choice.
I think you've been treated horribly. I think the things you've been saying about Hillary Clinton, I support you on. I thought it was courageous. Just acknowledging a simple truth, that a president gets to hire and fire the people that he wants, not people that disagree with his policy.
And actually, there's a deeper issue here that not many people are talking about, which is it's not based on opinion. This is based on the Constitution. You know, I'm a soldier. I'm still serving the Army National Guard. And
by the way, thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. But as a soldier and as a member of Congress, I took an oath to our Constitution, as does every member of Congress. And it is the Constitution that provides that our foreign policy is set by the President of the United States, as well as, in some significant ways, by Congress, not by unelected bureaucrats and not by the military. And the reason why our founders had the wisdom in doing this is because they knew if voters were unhappy with the foreign policy decisions being made, they could make that decision at the ballot box to hire or fire, whereas they can't do that with unelected bureaucrats or others.
Yeah, I mean, this is what makes you very unique in your party, to be very honest. One, you're courageous enough to come on other shows, and you're actually going to be seen by people. So if you go on those other fake news networks, nobody will really see you. But on a serious note, this sticks in my craw. We heard Joe Biden say, you're not getting $1 billion until you fire a Ukrainian prosecutor who's investigating his son, who's being paid millions, who's on tape saying that he had no experience in oil, gas, energy, or Ukraine. Congresswoman, does that sound good to you?
I don't know what those tapes said. No, I'm serious. Look,
come on.
Joe Biden will be held to the standard.
He's not being held to it.
As voters make this is my whole point, is voters in this country, voters in the Democratic primaries here in New Hampshire, we've got a lot of independents and libertarians who are coming out to cast their votes tomorrow. They're going to make their decisions based on who they believe will best serve as commander-in-chief.
Last question. If you could call Donald Trump and say, even though we disagree on some things, I want to work with you on X, what would it be?
There's a long list. I think there's far more that we need to do on criminal justice reform. I would love to be able to work with President Trump on ending this failed war on drugs. And I think a first place that we can start is by ending the federal marijuana prohibition.
You want to legalize all drugs?
I think that we need to look to the model in Portugal.
Do you want to legalize?
We need to look to the model in Portugal, where there has been a decriminalization and in some cases legalization and regulation.
Heroin?
So that we treat substance abuse and addiction.
Would you legalize heroin?
Substance abuse and addiction.
Would you legalize heroin? Don't make me be a jerk.
As a healthcare issue, rather than one where we are putting more and more people
would you legalize
in our prisons.
Would you legalize it?
This is my point. We've got to end the failed war on drugs
You're
so that
ducking.
we can help
dodging.
people. We can help people who need help
All right.
rather than putting them in our prisons.
But thank you for coming.
Thank you.
It's good to see you, Congresswoman.
You too.
Thank you.